Now let's apply the model that we set up for using weeks 1 through 26 for weeks 27 to 36. Okay. This is just to get the practice. So now the initial values for week 26 are actually, we already have that as the forecast that we developed for week 26, and the error comes from there. Okay, then we can take any week from here, copy it down, and that'll work. Okay, now let's set up a table here for what the forecast will be. So it says this is the forecast using alpha of 0.7 to 8, which is the best possible forecast that we used solver to find. Suppose we want to compare a couple of other alpha values and the optimum alpha value. Okay, now so now we want to develop, or we want to set up forecast for these three different alpha values. So that is, what would be this column if alpha is 0.2, if alpha is 0.5, if alpha is 0.728. Well, if it is 0.728, it will be these. So we can even just simply make that like that. Okay, but if it is 0.2 or 0.5, now we can set up a data table for these two columns, okay, where we want these to be the values that we want to display here, with inputs coming from this row of 0.2 and 0.5. So we need to set up a data table. Okay, like we want the forecast to be displayed here. Okay, so that column, and here we can hide these by simply changing the color of the font to white, so that'll then hide these values. Okay, so now we want to highlight that as the table. Now this is alpha being the input, and the alpha input values in a row, and the values will come from the cells displayed here. So go data table. So now this is not the input cell is in a row, and that alpha should go here. Okay, then you see that you have forecast from 27 to 36, and these are the different alpha values for which we have the forecast. Now if you want to plot this and then see how the plot will look like, so we need to plot these three with the actual value. So let's plot these three first, and here we have to be careful because if you highlight this way and then simply insert a scatter plot, you take the first column as the x-axis value. So let's go one column at a time. So you take that column, okay, make that into a scatter plot, and let's connect the points, okay, and then we add data to it. So series 1, okay, edit. So that is the name of the series is that, and the x-axis values are week 27 to 36. Okay, now we want to add three more. So you say add. Okay, so we have series names are these. series values are these. We add that and that, and add y values these, and then add okay. So now we need to do some formatting. Okay, we don't want this to go from 0. We really need to plot only from week 27 to 36. So go axis, more options. We want minimum to go from 27 through 36. All right. And then we want, let's move this up a little bit. Now we want to add legend. And let's put the legend at the bottom. Okay. And axis titles. This is week. This is sales. So we have actual sales and the forecast under these 3 different alpha conditions. And as you see here, alpha of 0.728, it matches the actual values more closely than the other 2. But still, it's not all that great. So this is for weeks 27 to 36. But what we really want to do is to see how these methods work when we apply it to the holdout sample, which is sample 27 through 62, which we will look at in the next video.